Hey y'all. Dreams. Dreams can make or break us. Dreams can change our life for the better if we understand what they are and how to interpret them. In this video, I'm going to get into what dreams are and how you can use them to your advantage in all the many ways that understanding them can improve your life. So first of all, what are dreams? Dreams are something that our soul experiences when we go to sleep and we reach a higher dimension. This is what I consider the fourth dimension. In our dreams, we are no longer observing the physical world. We are now seeing beyond that. The dreams that we have reveal our subconscious, and they're also on a plane of a higher soul level. Some of y'all might hear this and be like, what in the world is this girl talking about? She is in La La Land. I'm going to explain. When we dream, our souls take a trip. And this can happen to multiple people. There are some of you out there who have dreams that tell the future, who have dreams of things that will happen or has happened, or dreams of loved ones visiting us. Why do you think that is? It is because our soul is on another plane when we dream. We're no longer viewing things from the earthly perspective. We're seeing things on a higher level. Some of us have popular deities that visit us. I call it God in their many forms. I've had dreams of God visiting me. This is what happens when you dream. And if you don't dream, it's because your third eye chakra is blocked. When you're dreaming, you're getting the answers to what you need. God is sending you a message. You can even see in religion how God uses dreams to send people messages. Refer to, I believe, Exodus or one of those, where Joseph has dreams that tell the future. This is real. The dreams can tell us what is going to happen. I have had people come to me that I know in real life, in my dream, to tell me something that's been heavy on their heart, on their mind. And I have relayed that message to them because they needed to hear it. And all of these things came to pass. I've had dreams of things that will happen for me, and they all came to pass. One bit of advice that I would give you is to keep a dream journal. I keep a dream journal. And in my dream journal, I have written things that have come to pass, that have come true. I think I've mentioned on here one time, randomly, someone gave me $1,200. I dreamed about that a month before it happened. That somebody literally gave me money. This is what dreams do for us. We see things that we need to see. We learn things that we need to learn. Our dreams can also reveal to us things that we need to work on. Dreams have different meanings and interpretations. I'll give an example. I've had recurring dreams of being in a maze. This was years ago. I was in a maze and I kept having these maze-like dreams. It wasn't exactly like a corn maze, but it would be a dream of I'm in a maze where like I'm in a building and it's like many different rooms and that are strange and many different stairways and doorways, and all of them are strange and abnormal looking, and there's a lot of people in the maze. And I kept having this dream over and over again, different types of buildings, different types of people, different types of surroundings and everything. It was always very different, but the main theme was very maze-like. It was a maze-like dream. At first I didn't know what this meant for a long time, but when I broke it down, I'm gonna have a YouTube short on this, but I have an Instagram video on this. Follow me on Instagram at Ayana Street Therapy. When I thought about the meaning of the dream, or the meaning of a maze, the significance of a maze, you're in it because you're lost. There was other themes to the dreams. I was always with my sister. I realized that. So that was another thing to keep a note. And when I was with her, she was always going the wrong way. That was another thing to keep note of. Another theme in this dream is that somebody was telling me how to get out. But before I later had a dream, another dream about the maze, I wouldn't go that way because I was too busy trying to go where my sister wanted to go. And I would get lost sometimes and I didn't find the way out. Sometimes my brother would be there, sometimes other people would be there. But the moral of the story was I was lost. I couldn't find my way out. And I would have this dream recurring for years, and I would never find my way out. It wasn't until I finally began to have a breakthrough. I began to come to some realizations in my waking day that I am living a life that I don't want, and it doesn't seem to be improving. And it seems that I'm around people who are going to eventually bring me down and keep me essentially lost, aka my family. My sister was in a dream, sometimes my brother. And this was the dream that changed it all for me. And this is when all those maze dreams stopped until another instance, and I'll get into that. I was having another maze dream, but this time in the dream, my shadow self was there. My shadow self came and it said to me, I know the way out, let's go. And he identified as a he in the dream. He has so much confidence in himself. He was so sure of himself that he knew the way out. So much that I believed him. And so I followed him. I followed him throughout the dream. He was so sure of himself. And I was with my sister and I said, hey, I know the way out. Let's follow them. And she said to me, I don't want to go that way. Let's go this way. And in the dream, I knew she was going to go the wrong way. But I went anyway. And I went with her and I followed her. And she went down a path that was more lost and more messy and destructive. And it just got bad. It got so bad that we ended up in a spot. And I remember this so clearly. Oh my gosh. We ended up in a spot where there was just a group of people. And they were like at a club with a bunch of, I guess, strippers or prostitutes. I don't know what they were. But the vibe wasn't good. And they were just dancing, and it was like drugs involved, I believe. I didn't see it, but you could just tell. And they didn't have a care in the world. These people were stuck in this maze in this small, stuffy room, and they did not care. And we got to a point where my sister was walking towards this stairway, and up the stairs, the light was red, very red. And at the very top of the stairs, there was this woman, and she was dancing. And she said, come up here with me. Come on, baby, or something like that. Come on, baby, come up here. And behind her was black. It was just pitch black. And I was like, nah. I was like, hell no, this is not the way. I am leaving. And so I left. And for a little while, my sister followed me, but she couldn't follow me all the way. She said, I don't want to go this way. And so she left, and I didn't follow her again. And I followed my shadow out, and we got out of that maze. I got out of it. That was the first time ever in my life of having that recurring dream that I finally got out of the maze. And I got out with my friends, 2 friends that I know in real life. And in my waking day, I realized the significance of that dream. I was already beginning to realize I need to let my family go, and I need to move on, because following them will keep me lost. Following them will lead me to destruction. And I didn't want that for myself. And so I left. I realized that. The next time I had a maze dream, I realized that I was again in a situation I needed to leave out. And it was when I was living with some girl for a very temporary. My life went downhill a little bit while living there. I lost a lot. I'm still trying to recover from it. Now, I realized when I was having that maze dream again that I had to get out of there. I couldn't live there anymore. Dreams are very important. They tell you important things. Another thing is sometimes deities will visit you in your dreams. I'm talking God. A lot of religious people will say that God is only Yeshua or Jehovah or whatever. It's not true. God has many forms and manifestations. God has many names. And I know this because God showed me this in a dream. I will never forget this dream. This is a very significant dream. There was the first part that led to it, but I don't want to get too much into that because that has to do with something else. But in that dream, I was in a moment of distress. There was a version of myself or something that was bothering me. Literally, like saying, I don't want this. She was fighting me. She was literally fighting me. And I was so distressed. I called into Lord Shiva to come and help me. So Lord Shiva came instantly. Anytime I call him in my dreams, like this, he comes. No hesitation, nothing. Instantly. And that means something. I'll get into that later. I called into him instantly, and he came, and he took that girl away. He cradled her like his own child, because in a way that was his child. And he said to her something. I don't remember everything he said, but I do remember one thing, and I remember hearing the divine feminine. And then later on that dream, he said to me, Ayana, come look at us. And when he said us, I already knew who he was talking about. He was talking about Mom, Ma, the divine mother. God is both a man and a woman. And God showed me this. He said to me, Ayana, come look at us. And I turned and I look at them and I see them both how they usually are. They were sitting in a bed together. And they looked like how I normally see, because I'd seen them before. I was like, okay, that's how you normally look. And then right when I said that, their faces started to change to all different types of faces. White looking, Indian, African, Hispanic, Asian, everything. Any type of phenotype you could think of, that's how their face would start to transform. And I was like, wow, I get it now. You all have different forms. And he said, yes. And you know what? He told me that, Papa Shiva told me that beforehand, but he told me first I have different names. I go by many names. 108 names they said Shiva has, and he has even more than that. Just like Allah has 100 names, or the 99 names of Allah. God has many names, God has many forms, and God will come to you in your dreams. And here, let me go back to what I was saying about the instant. How God came to me instantly. My dreams showed me, and this is why dreams are so important. My dreams show me that all you have to do is call onto God, and God will be there for you instantly. My dreams show me that. And many of us, we don't believe it. We believe God abandons us, but God is always there listening. All I had to do was say something and God was there. The fact that you have these profound dreams is a sign that God is there for you. If you have a lot of profound dreams and you realize some of your dreams are premonitions, keep a dream journal. And when I say keep a dream journal, I don't mean you have to write every little detail down. All you have to do is write a date and whatever you can remember from your dream, no matter how minor it is. Like today, I had a dream last night. I was fighting with a woman. I don't even remember any other thing other than that. And it wasn't that bad of a fight. It was a different type of fight. That's all I remember. So that's all I'm going to write down. That's all you have to write down. You don't have to get into details. You don't have to say, oh, it was a green tree or you were in a... Chances are you're going to remember that dream if you wrote it down and reread it. Just write down the significant things. Like if a tornado whipped up your car and flew it in the air and it dropped it down, just write that down. A tornado whipped up my car. You don't have to write where you were necessarily unless that seems significant, or what color the tornado is, or you don't have to write all of that stuff down. And then go back and look at them. Whenever you have a recurring dream, definitely write it down. If they mean something, God is trying to tell you something. These are from God, okay? They're all from God. Even if it's your subconscious, that's a part of God, because we are manifestations of God. We are parts of God. We're all together, one with God. Write that down. Review it and see, what can this mean? What are the major themes? Like I said, mine with the maze, I was lost. Following my family kept me more lost. That made me realize I was lost by following my family, and I had to get out of that. I had to get out of that. Dreams help you grow as a person. Dreams will help you expand your knowledge of the non-physical spiritual realm, which is very significant in playing a part of our everyday lives. You can literally change something in your dream and it'll change your reality. That has happened to me for many years. This wasn't technically a recurring dream, but it was kind of a recurring theme. For many years in it, and I'm putting so much emphasis on it because this tormented me, y'all. I would have dreams of a monster chasing me. The monster could be anything, but there was multiple themes that made me realize what it was, what exactly that was, and what it was trying to tell me. And one of the themes was every single time the monster was attacking me was when I was in one of my family homes. Every single time the monster would attack me, there was a theme of my parents being involved. And many times that monster was my own mother. My own mother. And it would attack me and bite me and eat me. And then one day, I was like, enough of this. Because I used to wake myself up because I hated it. I was like, enough of this shit. I'm going to fight back. And I fought that motherfucking monster back. And guess what, y'all? In my real life, I began to fight back against my mother. And I don't mean fight as in like the typical arguing, because we used to been doing that. That's not fighting, that's defeat. The fighting was realizing, and sometimes this is how you win a fight. This is how you win a fight. The fighting was realizing that this is no point of fighting for anymore. I fought the monster. The monster was metaphoric for the toxicness of my mom and the toxicness of me entertaining that. So I fought against that monster. And when I fought against that monster in real life, I fought against that monster within me. That monster that wants to fight back. That demon that pokes at me and urges me to fight back with her. And I realized this is not a fight worth fighting. It's time for me to let this go. It's time for me to let this relationship go. It's time for me to move on from her. And you know how I know this is what it meant? Because and it was both of them, not just her, my father too. Because they're like this. They're enmeshed, unfortunately. And you know what made me realize that I had to really let it go? Is that I noticed a pattern. That every single time I make contact with my dad, because I start to feel, oh, maybe I should talk to him, I have a nightmare again of my mother attacking me. I had couples and they were horrible. And he did nothing. He just let it happen. Because that's where he is in his life. And there's nothing I could do about that. There's nothing I could do about that but accept it and let it go and move on. Dreams can really make you. They can save your life. Dreams have saved my life. And they've told me things. Like I said, even me coming to Texas, I had many dreams of me traveling. And I didn't know where I was going. And eventually I began to realize I knew where I was going. They were trying to tell me to take a leap of faith, travel far from your home and get the fuck away from here to a new place so you can have a brand new life. And that's what I did. Y'all, I'm telling you, keep a dream journal. Keep track of your dreams. Learn what they mean, because it can really change your life for the better. And also, if you have a hard time figuring out what your dreams mean, check out the links in my description. You could get a call session. We could talk about your dream, especially if you have a recurring dream that's been bothering you. I could help you figure out what it means, for real. We could talk it out, and I'll help you figure it out. That's my video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video, share it, comment. Tell me about your dreams if you want to, or how you experience dreams. Do you have dreams where you see the future? Whatever it is. And if you just want to generally support this channel, check out the links in the description, or my link tree in my description, and in my bio, where I have more details on that. All right, y'all. Peace.